controversy out there on the internet, and normally I don't pay attention to these things because arguing is my least favorite form of human interaction, but this one's really silly even for an internet controversy, so I wanted to just sort of give my thoughts on that. The controversy, which you may have encountered, is it okay to use reference images in your art? And my response to that is yes. Done. Okay. Have a nice day. Okay, no, I'm kidding. The answer is obviously yes. But let's go into it a little further. A second answer would be, of course. Of course it's okay to use reference. Why wouldn't it be? And the reason why it's okay, not even just okay, but to be encouraged, is because how the hell are you going to know what something looks like if you don't have a reference image? Like, you can see what I'm doing here right now. I am drawing an elephant. Or am I? Because I don't have a reference image of an elephant here. Well, that's a lie. I have one, but I'm not looking at it. I don't actually know what an elephant looks like. I have an idea of what an elephant looks like. It's got kind of a flat head. It's got that trunk. It's gonna have a tusk. There's gonna be a tusk on the other side. I don't have any idea where its eye is. I'm gonna make something up. Maybe its eye is here. It looks okay. I know they have sort of long, weird legs and sort of a saggy underbelly, because I have seen elephants. I've been to the zoo. I've seen pictures of elephants. But how the hell are you going to know what something looks like if you don't use a reference? We see people all the time, probably, making huge, vast generalizations here, so we're pretty good at knowing what a person looks like. And, people are generally the things we draw the most. Obviously, there are exceptions. There are environmental artists. There are people who love drawing landscapes or nature, or like maybe they specialize in insects or only in African animals. My pencil is dying. Let's swap. Who knows? But by and large, most people are most interested in people, so that's what we tend to draw. You still need reference. What if there's a pose that you're not confident in? Or what if you're drawing a particular person? You want to know what that particular person looks like. You want to solve the problem of how do I convey this particular person on paper. You're not gonna just make it up. You're gonna use reference. I remember back in the age of the dinosaurs, far before the age of elephants, in art school, one of our teachers took us up to the school library, which was great and full of visual reference books, and lectured us in his inimitable Scottish way. You've got to have reference. And you do, because for the reason I already said, of course, which is you got to know how stuff looks in order to be able to draw it accurately. Like, I can draw a car. Oh, it's great. And I can draw a sword. Also, so great. Wonderful. But without reference, I can't draw a 1962 Corvette. And I can't draw a 1600s German, I'm going to mess this up because I don't know, sword taxonomy, whatever, two-handed sidearm bloody-dotty-dotty thing. So one of the hallmarks of good art is specificity. You're not just drawing a car, you're not just drawing a sword, you're drawing a Corvette, you're drawing a saber from Austro-Hungary in a certain period. Okay? Specificity is what makes it interesting. This goes for writing too. If someone's drinking a cup of tea, well, maybe they're drinking a cup of oolong. That's a little side quest there. We're not going to go down that road. Anyway, so that is two really really excellent reasons to use reference. And you know, of course, there's the learning aspect. Okay, now I've got pencils flying all over my page. How do you use reference? I think that's a more important question for the young artist than should you. Use it for studies, use it for learning how stuff actually looks for your visual art. Use it to, you know, get good, to practice drawing anything so you are accustomed to the physical movements that drawing requires, because I'm not using this pencil with my mind. I mean, ultimately I am, but my hand is the one that's taking the things that I see, and my mind translates them to hand movements, and my hand does the movements. And if I'm not practiced moving my hand in the particular ways I need to, it no worky. Check it out. Reference. Very, very low-tech reference off the internet. So use reference to study. Here's another, that's wrong. Here's another thing to think about. The internet is great. It's a wonderful invention. It's super useful. At the same time, it does have certain flaws. You know, I can, especially these days, you can search something on your favorite internet searching operation, and you will probably get some photographs, and you will probably also get a whole bunch of generative fake stuff that is not good reference because it doesn't actually reflect reality. Check this out. Like, this is cool. I would never have known this. This sort of fringed raggedy edge of the ear I think is really interesting. And in my I don't know how elephants look drawing, I had no idea that that was going to be there. So use reference from reality. Reality is cool. Making stuff up is cool too, but have an idea of what reality is so you have something to riff off of, you know? And then you get good at making choices of how I'm gonna portray this. Like, I can't really tell what's going on in here, so I'm just sort of still stuck making stuff up. But look at the angle of that, where the tusk comes in. That's really cool. Yeah, so let's talk about like how to use reference. Well, you can use it for a study. Like, this is what I'm basically doing here, is I'm going, well, I don't really know what an elephant looks like, but they're pretty cool, so let's play with this. There's studying other artists. You know, master studies are very popular for a reason, because all of art is, how do I solve the problem of making what I see be on a flat surface? And masters have each got their own unique solutions to that problem. Oh, see, I kind of messed up here. That's a lot thicker than I thought. See, this is so cool, and the tusk isn't nearly as thick as I thought. This is why we use reference, guys. Or even like just someone on Instagram or whatever whose work you admire, you know, like, how did they do that? See if you can figure it out. I've been looking at a lot of watercolor artists lately and just blowing my mind, like, how do they achieve the effects they achieve? Because my watercolor studies are from, you know, the box of praying watercolors in kindergarten. That's about all I know. So, yeah, see how they did it. Draw from life. Drawing from life is invaluable. When I taught concept art, I was kind of strident with my students about, yeah, you got to draw from life, you know. If you can't get a live model, just go to the mall, go to the cafe, and just do really quick gestures of the people as they move around. If you're at the airport, that is a fantastic time to do some life studies, because people don't stand still, but you can capture their attitudes as they're, you know, waiting for the plane or trying to figure out what happened to their luggage, etc., etc. So draw from life. That's an invaluable reference. After all, what is the point of doing art if you're not sort of saying something about life, right? One way I would say using reference is not so great. Look at the knee. That's so cool. Look at that. It's like way up there. Anyways, it's got all these circles. I love circles. Is if you are studying someone else's work and you make a copy and then you claim it as your own original. I think that's clearly not okay because it's a lie. And I also don't understand why you would want to do that, because if you really feel the drive to be an artist, to create art, I mean, it's got to be because you feel like A, you can't not, and B, you have something to say or to show or to demonstrate that other people do not have, something that is unique to you and how you see the world. And it's not it's not worthwhile to just copy and lie about it. That's pretty harsh, but that's what I think. And I also think that this is this other tusk, and I screwed up. Notice notice that I am drawing through as I build up this drawing, because I'm not an expert elephant drawer, so I'm kind of making sure I've got everything lining up. There's your little impromptu drawing lesson for today. So yeah, to sum up, is it okay to use reference in your art? Obviously. Is it okay to shame people for using reference? Obviously not. Are you less of an artist if you use reference? Clearly not. The greatest artists, whose names everybody know, all use reference. I promise. That's why their art looks so amazing. Also, yeah, look. It's an elephant, I guess. It's definitely an elephant. So, that's what I got. You guys have fun. Use reference, please. Stop fighting on the internet. It's not worth your time. And go make something beautiful. Bye.